And phone goes in, phone goes out, phone goes in, phone goes out. Perfect. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I just wanted to share some travel tips for Japan during cherry blossom season, as well as some of the best locations for photography. My cherry blossom trek took me to some stunning places around Japan, including Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kyoto, and Mount Fuji. To begin with, I started off in Tokyo, and as I made my way around the city, I was able to get these shots with cherry blossoms in full bloom. After just 2 nights in Tokyo, I headed south to Hiroshima on the Shinkansen bullet train. Using the city as a base, I made my way around to different areas and I was able to get these shots with cherry blossoms in full bloom. From Hiroshima, I headed to Himeji to visit the famous castle there. It's an easy walk from the train station, and I cannot highly recommend enough that you visit this castle when the blooms are out. From Himeji, I then travelled to the ancient capital of Kyoto. Once again, I used the city as a base, and then I used my rail pass to explore around the outskirts. This was a mind-blowing experience here. So many incredible shrines and temples. And you must do the local train journey down to Nara Deer Park. After Kyoto, it was time to move on to Mount Fuji. Unfortunately, I was about 2 weeks too early for the cherry blossoms here, but I was still able to achieve these shots from the areas surrounding where I was staying at Lake Kawaguchiko. I definitely plan to return here one day when the cherry blossoms are out in full bloom. After Mount Fuji, it was back to Tokyo and on a plane home. That is 2 weeks I'll never forget. Here are some travel tips for Japan during cherry blossom season that I picked up. Book travel early. This is the peak time for travel in Japan, so the earlier you can book both ACOM and flights, the better, and it'll save you a ton of money. If you book anywhere from the last week of March to the first week of April, you're pretty much guaranteed to see cherry blossoms blooming around places in Japan. About a month before you leave home, make sure you buy a Japan Rail Pass for the specific amount of time you'll be there. It's by far the easiest, most convenient way to get around Japan, and the money you save from buying individual tickets at stations is quite a lot. Use the Japan Guide Cherry Blossom Forecast website to help you map out your journey and book ACOM accordingly. I'll leave a link to the website in the description below. During peak cherry blossom season, make sure you go to places super early before 9 AM for photography. That way, while fellow tourists are sleeping in and getting breakfast, you're getting the best shots without people in the way. Make sure you have good quality travel insurance. As an example, I was taking photos of this beautiful waterfall around the outskirts of Mount Fuji. When I turned my back for just a minute to talk to my wife, my camera and lens fell over into the stream, basically destroying it instantly. Now luckily, my travel insurance covered all the costs to replace it. Make sure you have the Google Translate app on your phone. The amount of times it come in handy to read street signs and directions, and not to mention trying to hire a car from non-English speaking locals. The Japanese people I encountered are very helpful and friendly. When you're polite and respect their traditions and way of life, they appreciate it. Well guys, I hope these travel tips and photography locations around Japan kind of help you out if you are planning on going during cherry blossom season. Remember, the better prepared you are and the better organised you are with your trip, the more likely you'll have a nice smooth journey. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.